think sorry for the interruption. I think I lost the connection. Let me wait. So I'll just conclude again. I'm very much sorry. I just got the internet connection disturbance and I lost the connection. So I was just summarizing the forensic investigation flow where I mentioned that you start with engagement and definition of the engagement objectives, and then you collect the background information and then also the documents, and then you formulate the investigation plan and project team. Then you formulate the initial failure hypothesis, then do the comprehensive document study, site investigation, field testing, sample collection, engineering analysis. Then you do the codal, you check the codal provision, and also you perform the laboratory testing, which is done on the sample that is collected from the site. And then after that you work on your failure hypothesis, and if you see that the failure hypothesis that you initially created is not supported by the engineering analysis, codal provision or laboratory testing, then what you have to do, you have to go back and again formulate the investigation plan and design the project team. And then you this actually process continues till you come to the final conclusion, and then once the final conclusion is arrived, then you submit the report. Now, talking to the career opportunities that are available in the field of forensic civil engineering, I will be mainly talking on educational path, certification and experiences that are required to build career in the field of forensic civil engineering. So what are the educational paths? Jaspreet, good evening, Jaspreet. I think you missed the first part of the session, but you can view the session in our Facebook page. I will just continue. I continued from the interruption that I received from internet. So today I will be talking on education path, certification and experience that is required to build career in the field of forensic civil engineering. So when it comes to education path, when you have to do your undergraduation, that is your BTech in civil engineering, with a very serious note. You have to be very serious, because if you think that you are going to get into this forensic investigation and studies, then you should be very strong in your fundamentals and very strong in your basics and knowledge. Understanding of this profession is very much required, and then you have to pay lot of stress, lot of emphasis on the courses that are related to structural analysis, design and construction, so that you are very much clear on certain things like what went wrong, where mistake was done, how to do the back analysis, and whom to fix the responsibilities. Because these four are the pillars of a forensic investigation. They are considered to be the pillars of a forensic investigation. What went wrong, where mistake was done, how to perform the back analysis, and whom to fix the responsibilities. So one of the benefits of forensic investigation is the lessons learned from failures and the use of those lessons to improve the codes, standards and practices to avoid similar failures in the future. So that is the main benefit of any forensic investigation. We learn from the failure. We should have the habit of learning from the failure. So that is the main benefit, main purpose of any forensic investigation. So the purpose of to teach forensic investigation of failures, providing technical support in the consequent dispute resolution process, which are what forensic engineers do, and to show how to avoid failures and what the consequences of failures may be. So these things are these are the main purpose of the forensic investigation. So when it comes to degree, you can do masters in the field of construction engineering and management. After your BTech, you need to do masters in the fields of construction engineering and management, or you can do masters in environmental engineering and water resources. You can do masters in forensic engineering, in structural with structural background. You can do investigation in you can do masters in geotechnical engineering, and you can do masters in structural engineering, or a combination of these areas. So basically this forensic investigation or forensic studies are done in the field of structural engineering, geotechnical engineering and construction engineering. So you should have masters in these field of studies. When it comes to MTech structural engineering, actually structural engineering option could provide a choice of courses like fundamental of mechanics. Then you have you will have courses on advanced mechanics of solids and theory of vibrations, advanced structural analysis, elastic and plastic analysis of structures and design, and as well as advanced design of concrete and steel structure. So these fundamentals, these courses, these studies are these field of studies are very much important, very much required when you want to explore in the field of forensic civil engineering. In forensic engineering, basically with the structural background, you actually learn the engineering investigation and determination of the causes of structural failures of buildings, bridges and other constructed facilities. You also learn investigation of failures and pertinent legal aspects, and legality of structural failures is normally considered to be an integral part of forensic engineering. So it is actually a multidisciplinary program where you are actually are exposed to the courses from different disciplines like law, forensic science, civil engineering, sometimes management also. Some of the courses are taught. So the curriculum of a forensic engineering basically involves design of concrete structures, design of steel structures, multi-story buildings, geotechnical fundamentals, infrastructure, risk management. So you are actually it is important to have exposure to these courses because the main purpose is that you should be very much strong in the design of structures, analysis and construction procedure of a structure, because then only you can investigate that what went wrong. Until unless you don't know that how rightly the thing should be done, you won't be able to establish what went wrong, is it not? So it is important to establish, it is important to understand what is right, then only you can establish what went wrong or what was wrong there. So for that purpose only you should have very strong on your fundamentals. Then the skills that are required for to explore in the field of forensic engineering, forensic civil engineering. Basically, there are methods like empirical methods or theoretical methods that are actually used in the forensic engineering. When it comes to empirical method, it basically contains the testing of materials. So you should be very strong in the testing part. You should be very good in field testing, lab testing, and you should be clear on the set of procedures that are adopted for the testing of materials. When it comes to theoretical methods, some of the courses that are taught when you study forensic engineering, maybe that can be named as root case analysis, event and causal factor charting, management oversight and risk tree, or system safety accident investigation. So like that, these theoretical methods are available, and you actually get into the details of these methods that are called as RCA, EC, FC, MORT and SSAI. So these theoretical methods are actually taught to you when you when you study the course on forensic civil engineering. The competency which is required in the field of lab testing or laboratory testing, you should be actually aware of methods, non-destructive methods like rebound hammer, ultrasonic pulse velocity, cover meter test, half cell potential measurement test, impact echo or pulse echo test, or ground penetrating radar test, GPR test. When it comes to destructive testing, you should be aware of methods like concrete core test, capo test, Windsor probe test, or load test. So you should be good here. Good evening, Sagar. How are you? You should also have lot of hands-on experience in the analysis, design, construction, testing, inspection, condition assessment, and problem solving. So these are the hands-on experience required. Like you cannot theoretically you cannot get into the field of forensic civil engineering until unless you are exposed to this and exposed to this condition, and then you are with time you gain experience in the field of analysis, design, construction, testing, inspection, condition assessment, and problem solving. So these hands-on experience are also required in the field of forensic civil engineering. You should be very good in your physical fitness. That is also very much required. You should be physically fit, because physical fitness is very much important for a forensic civil engineer, because sometimes you have to climb on roofs, move or carry heavy loads at the damage site. Even sometimes you have to crawl through confined damaged space such as air conditioning vents and all like that. Some examples are there. So if a failure has taken place, so for investigation you need to be fit so that you can get into this tough site. Otherwise it will be difficult. And the site inspections are actually conducted in all the weathers. So that is also very important. You should be very tough in these situations. And damaged sites are considered to be dangerous. So you have to be fit so that you can quickly move out of this place if you see some danger there. So you should be fit enough to ensure that you immediately or quickly get out of the space which may be looking dangerous, or maybe something is falling. So there your fitness actually works. Coming to certification, actually there is an International Board of Forensic Engineering Sciences, IBFES. So they provide certification after you establish yourself in the field. So it is important to get certification from this body, International Board of Forensic Engineering Sciences, IBFEC. This is an independent board. This is an independent board that actually certifies professionals with a specialty in the forensic engineering sciences. And this kind of certification is only conferred when individual who actually meets the strict criteria which is established by IBFES. So there your education, your professional forensic experience, your competency in technical matters and ethics and as well as your general knowledge all actually is taken care by this agency. So once you are established, once you think that you have done you have actually experienced a lot in the field, then you can apply for this certification. Then there is a Structural Engineering Certification Board, SECB. There also you can actually submit your application and you can get the certification, provided you are able to demonstrate your unique qualities that is required or necessary to be certified in the field of structural engineering. You can visit the website, ASC website, and then you can get the details. So these are all certification courses abroad. There is a certification course available in India also. You can visit the website of IFS Education Department, International Forensic Science Institute. So this IFS is actually appointed by court, Government of India, certified Government of Maharashtra. So They also provide certification in the field of forensic science and forensic engineering. You can visit the website and you can see the training calendar. There you will find that lot of certification course they keep offering time to time. So you can register in any one of the course and then you can get the certification. So I have talked about the different paths that are required to explore in the field of forensic civil engineering, your education path, your certification, your degrees, and your skill sets that are needed, that are must, your experience, and your physical fitness. So, just to conclude on this, your degree and your BTech degree and your master degrees are very important. You should be proficient in the uh, field of analysis, design, construction process, and yeah. So you should be strong in that. Then you should also have hands-on experience. You should have some set of experience, as I mentioned to you, and you should be physically fit if you want to explore in the field. Uh, So, coming to the conclusion, you should have a very strong hold on structural analysis and design courses during your UG program with electives that you should take in forensic science and law, litigation and arbitration. So, that is very important. Apart from your regular courses, you should also take electives in the field of forensic science, law, litigation and arbitration. Then it is must that you should do MTech in structural engineering, construction engineering, or infrastructure engineering, or forensic engineering with a background of structural engineering. Do certification courses. Stay healthy. Stay fit, because you have to ensure that you are physically fit for this program. And take care and goodbye. Thank you very much for being with me, watching this session. If you have any question or any query, then you can ask your question in the comment box, and then I'll try to answer. I'll just see the comments. I don't think that major question has been asked by the viewer. So thank you very much. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.